From the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Degnan. Cold weather here to stay for a while. WYLN's Julia Wyln talked with Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton and Blaze Alexander today. She shares with us frostbite safety for you and how your vehicle can help conquer the wind chills.
The wind chill hit -10 degrees this morning, and exposing your skin to those temperatures puts you at a serious risk of developing frostbite. If you have to go out during cold weather, make sure you cover all exposed skin, such as your nose, ears, fingers, and toes. Dr. Annette Mann stresses layering up to take on the outside. You can always shed layers, but once you're cold, you're cold.
Well, you'll start shivering first, and if you start shivering, then you really need to get in out of the cold. If you start shivering, and then if you stop shivering, that's bad. That means you are crossing over. You need to get out of the cold weather immediately. So you want to make sure that you look for shivering. If your fingertips are starting to burn, if your nose is starting to burn, these are not good signs. You need to get out of the weather.
Frostbite doesn't take long to set in, so those thinking that wearing layers isn't necessary for quick outings are in for a rude awakening.
I know you're going from your warm house to your warm car to your warm school, but just that little bit of time is enough to cause frostbite, or even frost nip, which is kind of a little bit less than frostbite, but can be very painful, and you really need to bundle up. And if your car breaks down, you can die of hypothermia very quickly in this kind of weather. So if your car breaks down, you definitely want to have something in your car to keep you warm until help can get to you.
Nothing but cold weather lies ahead. So don't go outside if you don't have to. But if you must, layer up. And be sure to cover those important nose, ears, fingers, and toes you have. Frostbite is bad news. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. Or wreck your car. Keeping up with your vehicle maintenance is key throughout winter weather and cheaper in the long run. If parking in a heated garage isn't an option, make sure to start your vehicle 15 minutes before heading out to make sure everything's all right.
Batteries normally last, typical life on them anymore is 4 years, so usually at least once a year you want to get it checked, the cold cranking amps, because with batteries they don't really give you any warning when they're going to fail. They just stop, and then you're basically stranded. So you want to make sure that's good. Tire pressure is a big thing, because in the colder months your tires pressures are going to drop considerably. So you want to make sure those are checked. You want to test, the coolant, because typically the cars now are a 10-year service interval for the coolant, but you still want to make sure your levels are okay.
Service advisor for Chrysler Dodge Ram, Mike Bauer, says that Blaze Alexander does a 23-point check every time your vehicle comes in to make sure those things are in order.
We also do a winterization package. They check your wipers, washer reservoir, coolant, pretty much all the things that we normally check, but we go into a little more depth. Provide a printout, gives you the life expectancy of your battery, where you're at as far as your cold cranking amps, and just to give you a general idea, where you stand with that.
Bauer recommends getting these things checked out each time your vehicle goes in for an oil change at least, which could potentially save you and your car. Reporting in Hazleton for WYLN News, I'm Julia Wiegand.
And as Julia just reported, taking care of yourself and your car, of course, very important in this cold weather. Now our Julie Stefanovich has some tips on taking care of our pets. They get cold too.
Keeping warm in frigid temperatures is important not just for humans, but for our four-legged friends as well. They are also susceptible to things such as frostbite and other injuries caused by the cold. Employees with Hillside SPCA in Pottsville work with animals on a daily basis and have advice for keeping pets safe during the winter months.
Some of the basic things that you need to be aware of is providing ample food and water, and that means not frozen water. Being very careful when you're walking on ice, especially treated ice and snow, because that can really burn and damage animals' feet as well, plus the fact that they lick their feet, so that can also cause digestive issues. You'd never really want to have any animal out in freezing weather. Their bodies just aren't set up for that type of thing. No matter how much people think that they're used to extreme weather temperatures, they are not.
It is also illegal to keep an animal outside for more than 30 minutes when the temperatures drop below freezing, thanks to Libre's Law, which was signed last year by Governor Tom Wolf.
So you must provide adequate housing for them when they are outside. That means a dog box or some kind of self-contained box that keeps them warm, and you're supposed to really have some type of bedding in it, whether it be straw or blankets or something like that.
Dogs especially can be spooked by things like snow plows, so pet owners are reminded to be aware of doors, entryways, and fences so that the animal doesn't run away and possibly get lost in a storm. Also, if you see an animal that's being left outside for long periods of time, say something.
It's best to contact your local humane officer, which you can usually get in touch with through either the dog warden's office or your local animal shelter. You can also put a call into your local animal shelter as well, because they will have resources that they might be able to offer to help you. Never turn your back. Never hurts to ask a question and get an answer. It's for the animal's benefit, so always ask. Always seek to help out something in need.
If you have indoor cats, make sure to wipe any debris such as rock salt off of your footwear, as it can affect their paws or digestive system if ingested. Lastly, watch out for antifreeze leaks, which can also be dangerous or fatal to animals. Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
On the couch with a belly rub, the best place to be. 4 people now face charges following an investigation by Hazleton Police narcotics detectives. Uniformed patrol officers conducted a traffic stop on a BMW that was being operated by 33-year-old Anthony Napolitano of Lansford in the area of the Auto Spa on South Church Street. The traffic stop uncovered that the occupants were in possession of over 230 bags of heroin and fentanyl and drug paraphernalia. Police say 27-year-old Kyle Carter of Tamaqua lied about his name, which later uncovered that he was a wanted subject in Bucks and Carbon counties for previous drug charges as well. Police also learned that Napolitano had a warrant from Florida and was on parole in Pennsylvania. Police say Carter was immediately remanded to the Carbon County prison, while Napolitano, 23-year-old Nevin Sterling of New Ringgold, and 31-year-old Justin McCardle of Tamaqua were released after being processed. All 4 will face drug charges that will be filed in district court. A Bowmanstown man was ordered to be evaluated by the State Sexual Offenders Assessment Board to determine whether he is a sexually violent predator. 27-year-old Jordan Began pled guilty in Schuylkill County Court last week to having sexual contact with a student at a Tamaqua private school. He was already sentenced to state prison after pleading guilty in April of 2018 to having unlawful contact with a minor and sexual abuse. He began serving a 22 to 72-month term back in September. After pleading guilty to the latest offenses, Judge James Goodman ordered Began to be evaluated. A hearing is now scheduled for April 16th, where the judge will sentence Began and determine whether he is a sexually violent predator. A McAdoo man will be serving time after pleading guilty to DUI and possession of a controlled substance. 42-year-old David Bilsack was charged by state police in March of 2018 for allegedly driving under the influence. The following day, he was stopped by Mahanoy City Police for the same offense. He was found to be in possession of drug paraphernalia in Mahanoy City on April 7th and then in Tamaqua April 22nd. He had a run-in with Pottsville police on May 22nd for allegedly possessing meth. He pled guilty last week and was sentenced by Judge James Goodman to serve 1 to 5 years in a state correctional institution and pay restitution to Lehigh Valley Health Network and the State Police Crime Lab. The Wilkes University president announcing Thursday that he wants to make its public safety department into a fully sworn police department. President Patrick Leahy would like to create a police department for the university that would give officers access to more information and additional tools. Public safety on campus is one of Leahy's top goals. The school must petition the courts to get approval to form the school police force in accordance with state law. Wilkes began arming its security guards with handguns back in 2014, and the school is taking final steps to establish the fully fledged police department. A woman and her dog forced into the bitter cold by an early morning fire in Schuylkill County. Dozens of firefighters were called to a burning home on Valley Road in Cass Township. The woman had to jump from a back deck to safety. Firefighters were able to rescue the dog, and both are okay. Temperatures around the zero mark hampered firefighting efforts. Valley Road was closed for a time because of icy conditions. Firefighters believe an electrical heater started that fire and did heavy damage to the home. Coming up on WYLN News, interviews for a vacant seat are underway. And first, before we go to break, a check on the forecast. Some clouds and again single digits overnight. The wind chill advisory still in effect. Occasional wind gusts will subside after midnight and temperatures will moderate. And 5 months from today, first day of summer. Stay with us.
It's time to say goodbye to 2018 and hello to 2019 during the Start Something New sales event at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're celebrating the new year with new savings. Buy a new 2018 Jeep Compass Sport 4x4 with heated seats for only $23,715. Or buy a new 2018 Ram 1500 Crew Cab truck with Ram Cargo Management for $33,552. That's a savings of over $9,400. It's the Start Something New sales event going on now at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Hi, I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-through lane. Don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Visit your local Allstate agent, the McNeilis Agency in Hazleton at 1092 North Church Street, or in Hometown in the Hometown Village Square.
Interviews will be taking place for 12 applicants who've applied for the vacant Luzerne County Council seat after Edward Berminski resigned. 9 people will be interviewed Monday. They include former County Councilwoman Eileen Sorokas, other applicants Coughlin High School Principal Hal Gabriel, Jean Kamoni, Lois Kaminsky, Bonnie Markowski, James Kennedy, Dominic Butchko, Michael Giamber, and Patrick Bilbo. On Tuesday, interviews begin at 6 p.m. for the remaining 3 candidates. They include former Councilwoman Elaine Madden Curry, Michael McGlynn, and Martin Darto. The candidates will be publicly interviewed by County Council members. The interview schedule is posted on the county's website. Work is underway on the Emergency Operations and Fire Training Center in Carbon County. Commissioners there requested grant extensions for a $200,000 gaming and $485,000 multimodal grant last week, the money being used to widen the access road and drainage. The project is behind because of the amount of rain. Commissioners asked for the extension so that the county doesn't lose the grant money. They also put into action a $200,000 gaming grant agreement with the Commonwealth Financing Agency for another phase of the project. That includes preparing the site for the fire training building in Nesquehoning. Commissioners want to extend the grants until June 30th, 2020. The Weatherly Area School Board will be working on the 2019-2020 budget over the next few months to help make a tax increase as small as possible. The board will be working on a spending plan for the approval of the budget, which is 5 months away. The preliminary spending plan, which will be adopted next month, has a deficit of $1.2 million. Last year, the district saw a $1.42 mil tax increase. The district plans to apply to the state for exemption, which contains an index by how much the district can raise taxes. The minimum tax hike under the index is 3.1%, which would be a 1.47 millage increase. The spending increases in the budget are for health care, salary increases, and retirement. Special budget meetings begin next month to discuss cutting spending as much as possible. The third Monday of January, set as the day to honor the legacy and birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. His birthday is January 15th. Dr. King was a pivotal figure in the civil rights movement from the late 50s until his assassination in 1968. Best known for spreading the message of nonviolence and civil disobedience to further civil rights, he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964. Today, the legacy of Dr. King is marked by the only federal holiday observed as a National Day of Service, a day on, not a day off. Most events focus on an opportunity for people from all walks of life to come together and perform community service that helps solve social problems. Coming up on Mahanoy Township's News Choice, a basketball recap, plus Mary Malone stops by to talk about the Chamber's Women's Lunch Mixer. That is coming up. Stay with us.
Being a new business is never an easy task, and this market deserves a dealer that guarantees the best price. Some people think our $1,000 low price guarantee could be a hoax, but let me assure you that is false. If we don't have the lowest price on any vehicle in stock, we'll write you a check for $1,000, guaranteed. Check us out on the internet 24/7 at blazehazelton.com. And if that's not the lowest price, print out your lowest price and bring it in and we'll beat it. No need to shop anywhere else. We guarantee the lowest price. Blaze Alexander, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Mazda of Greater Hazelton, home of the new low price guarantee, will beat any deal.
At Grand Central, our family has been supplying your family with quality brand name furniture, mattresses, and appliances for over 3 generations. Whether you choose from our excellent selection of Lazy Boy, Catnapper, or England furniture, or from our fantastic selection of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we guarantee total comfort in every room of your home.
With expert advice, everyday low prices, plus interest-free financing for up to 60 months.
From our family to your family.
Grand Central in Hazelton. Everything to make your house a home.
Ralph M. Cameron, specializing in quality and affordable construction services for residential, commercial, and industrial, licensed and insured. Call 570-401-0654 today for all your construction needs.
WYLN, first in live local sports. The winter sports season is here. Catch these games live on WYLN this week.
Here on WYLN. I'm Gary Perna. Mary Malone from the Greater Hazelton Chamber of Commerce is here to talk about a women's luncheon that is going on. This is a great event for all the businesswomen in the Greater Hazelton area to get involved in a lot of things that are going on. And out of this women's luncheon, the mixer committee thing, I would say that it's like kind of a hosh-posh because so much comes out of that.
They're a very busy group.
They are a very busy group. This is going to happen on January 29th. It's from noon until 3? 2.
Noon to 1.
Noon to 1, I'm sorry.
We do it in an hour. Usually, though, people can, you can register at 11:30.
Okay.
We always have a resource table, so again, you can bring information either about up-and-coming events at your business or your business card. We also generally will pull 2 business cards from those folks that are attending so that you could kind of do your elevator speech about your business.
Do you have the music to go with it?
You know what? We might need to add that this year. Good idea, Gary. But But our January, we do the women's luncheons every other month. So January, the next one won't be till March. Try to start off the new year kind of with a self-help, new you, fresh start, and Dr. Maria from the Whole Life Center will be talking to us about some methods to kind of de-stress, like a little first aid tip for yourself where you can take a deep breath, step back, and get ready to go when you find yourself in those situations.
So this is going to happen on the 29th at Capriotti's over at the entrance to the Mackin Industrial Park. And this is a great thing. So again, if somebody wants to take part in it, they can call or register online, correct?
That is correct. So that we have the, and again, there's also a member price and a future member price, so you don't have to be. And again, we really do try to stick to that 1 hour time period so that we can have people, back into their office setting and off to where they need to go. So take a little time for self-care for yourself and join us on January 29th.
And Mary, this luncheon specifically is part of the women's committee that there's a scholarship comes out of, correct, and a whole bunch of things kind of happen that these ladies are so proud of, and they work so hard for every year.
They are, and you know what, Gary? It's the women themselves. There's, and we always invite folks to join the Women's Networking Committee. They have co-chairs for the luncheons, for the holiday decorating, which was another successful year for us, the grant committee. So lots of different ways to maybe get involved with one particular aspect of it and be a part, make some new friends and some business contacts, and expand your network, which is always an important thing.
Yeah, a great event. So on January 29th at noon, Capriotti's. To learn more, you can head to the Chamber's website to register there as well, or you can call the Chamber office. A lot going on to kick off 2019 here at the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for joining us here on Community and You. We'll see you next time here on WYLN.
Seen university advertising. A student like me pitching you the same old ideas. But I'm not gonna do that.
Instead, I'm gonna tell you what you can do with a Penn State degree. You can help anyone. Go anywhere. Create! And with 20 campuses to choose from, you'll always feel at home.
Look, Penn State is amazing, but your best years are just beginning. Come find out for yourself.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600. The Falvello Law Firm, located at 314 Main Street, Suite A in Cunningham, offers help with car and truck accidents, wills, powers of attorney, and estates. With a small team of attorneys, they work directly with each and every client, serving all of northeastern Pennsylvania, and they are proud to offer legal services that make a real difference to you. Call them at 570-788-4191 today.
Friday's Hazleton at Crestwood boys game was a good one, and our Ryan Osachi has a recap.
Friday night, the Hazleton boys basketball team traveled up to Mountaintop to face the Crestwood Comets in a Wyoming Valley Conference matchup. Coming into this game, both teams were undefeated in division play. Hazleton's record was 9-3 and 8-0 in the division, while Crestwood was 12-2 and also 8-0 in the division. The first half of the game was very fast-paced and competitive. Hazleton and Crestwood were constantly moving up and down the court, scoring in transition, setting up nice passing plays, and draining a high percentage of shots. Neither coach even called a timeout in the first half, which definitely sped up the game and also added to the competitive nature of this divisional rivalry matchup. By halftime, the score was 21-20 with Hazleton in the lead. Hazleton seemed to have a slight edge going into the third after out-rebounding the Comets 18-11 and taking a 3-point lead. But Crestwood soon took over and gained huge momentum. Comets players Mike Palmero, Ryan Petrosky, and Camden Boris were able to hit key three-pointers, extending the lead for Crestwood 44-35 at the end of the third quarter. Crestwood would make one more field goal with 5 minutes and 58 seconds left in the fourth quarter. From then on, the rest of the Comets' points came from 15 free throws, 11 of them being from Sean Murphy, who had 24 points on the night. Ryan Petrosky was also a huge factor in scoring as he had 12 of his 14 points in the second half. Hazleton closed the gap a few times with help from Sparky Wolk and Demir Faison, who had 19 points on the game. But Crestwood played relentless defense the rest of the way. The final score of the game was 66-51 with a Crestwood victory over Hazleton. The key factors in this game were turnovers and free throws. Hazleton had 16 turnovers while the Comets had 8. Hazleton shot 13 for 18 on free throws while Crestwood shot 26 for 38. As the saying goes, defense wins championships, and capitalizing on 26 free throws helps as well. Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Ryan Osachi.
Thanks, Ryan. Tomorrow night, the Wyln sports team will be heading to Freeland as the MMI boys take on Wyoming area. Wyln will air that game live at 7:30, weather permitting, here on Wyln TV. Join Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and the entire Wyln sports team. Again, tip-off 7:30 here on Wyln TV tomorrow night. And again, that game is weather permitting. And that's the news. Remember, you can always get news updates on our WYLN News Facebook page. Now stay with us. A look at today's weather is next on WYLN.
Minutes away. That's right. You're just minutes away from a great deal on a new car, truck, or SUV from Barber Ford. 2 great locations, Exeter and Hazleton. The best deals on America's #1 brand are just 25 minutes from Frackville, 26 minutes from Jim Thorpe, 28 minutes from Tamaqua, 20 minutes from Shavertown, and 28 minutes from Clark Summit. Barber Ford in Exeter and Hazleton. Online at barberautogroup.com, where nobody but nobody sells for less.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. Packages are available to fit anyone's budget, and there is a restaurant and catering on site. The facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor parties, private parties of any kind. Call 570-384-2314. WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org. You're watching Mountaintop's Choice for news, weather, and live local sports. WYLN, we're your local network.